Most gardeners think plant size comes down to fertilizer. That's the first mistake. Fertilizer can feed plants, but it cannot fix a broken soil system. When the soil environment is unstable, plants stay small no matter how much you feed them. That's why you can see two gardens using the same nutrients, yet one produces strong, large plants while the other stays weak and stunted. The difference is never just input. It's soil function. And that's exactly what made me test an ancient soil technique that most modern gardening has completely ignored. Before we get into it, there's something important to understand. Most gardeners don't actually measure what their soil is doing. They rely on appearance. And that leads to guessing instead of control. That's why I use the YAMRON 4-in-1 soil moisture meter to track moisture, pH, temperature, and sunlight levels directly in the soil. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. Because once you start measuring soil conditions instead of assuming them, you quickly realize most plant problems start underground, not above it. Now here's what surprised me about this ancient technique. It doesn't try to force growth. It removes resistance. Instead of pushing plants with more fertilizer, it improves how efficiently the soil system works so plants can access what already exists. I tested this in a raised bed where growth had been stable but unimpressive. Healthy plants, but nothing exceptional. Same soil, same inputs, same watering routine. After applying this method, the change wasn't immediate, but it was clear within weeks. Plants started growing faster, leaves expanded more quickly, and stems became noticeably thicker. Eventually, some sections looked almost twice as large compared to control areas growing under normal management. Let me explain what actually changed. The first part of the technique is soil layering instead of constant mixing. Organic matter is added in thin layers at the surface and left to integrate naturally over time. This allows microbes to process nutrients gradually instead of disrupting soil structure through digging. The second part is protecting the root zone. I stopped disturbing soil around active plants. No turning, no deep weeding near roots. Only surface level maintenance. This gives roots and microbial networks time to expand and stabilize. The third part is moisture stability. Not heavy watering cycles and not drought stress cycles, but consistent damp conditions. In practical terms, soil stays evenly moist about 10 to 15 centimeters deep without becoming waterlogged. This is where most gardeners unknowingly limit plant growth. They think watering more or feeding more will help, but inconsistent moisture actually slows root efficiency and nutrient uptake. Once these conditions stabilized, something interesting happened. Plants didn't just grow more, they grew more efficiently. Leaves became larger, internodes shortened, and overall structure became stronger without increasing fertilizer input. That's the key point most people miss. Plants don't grow based on how much nutrition is present. They grow based on how easily they can access and use it. If oxygen is limited, soil is compacted, or moisture is unstable, plants spend energy surviving instead of growing. Once those limitations are removed, the same nutrients suddenly become far more effective. That's why older soil techniques often outperform modern input-heavy methods. They don't overwhelm the system. They stabilize it. And stability is what unlocks growth. In one comparison I ran in containers, I used identical plants with identical fertilizer schedules. The only difference was soil management. One was regularly disturbed. The other followed this stable, layered approach. After a few weeks, the difference was obvious. The stable soil plant grew faster, developed thicker stems, and produced more leaf mass with no extra inputs. But here's the catch most gardeners miss. This only works when soil conditions are already within a functional range. If moisture is too low, decomposition slows. If it's too high, roots suffocate. If pH is off, nutrient uptake becomes inefficient. That's why monitoring matters. The YAMRON 4-in-1 soil moisture meter helps you confirm whether your soil is actually in the right range for this kind of system to work. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out, because once you stop guessing and start measuring, soil becomes predictable instead of frustrating. Now let's talk about why this ancient method works so well. It works because it focuses on soil function, not soil input. It allows microbial life to develop naturally, root systems to expand without disruption, and moisture to stabilize instead of fluctuating. Modern gardening tries to push results. This approach removes resistance so results happen naturally. That's the difference. When resistance is removed, growth accelerates without additional inputs. Plants become more stable, more consistent, and more responsive to natural conditions. And that's what leads to the doubled in size effect in some cases, not extra fertilizer, but improved soil efficiency. Once you understand that, gardening stops being about adding more and starts being about managing better. And that shift is where real improvement begins. If you found this useful, subscribe to FarmLogic because most gardening advice focuses on feeding plants instead of improving soil systems, and that's why most gardens never reach their full potential. The more you understand soil behavior, microbial activity, and root zone stability, the easier it becomes to grow larger, healthier plants with less effort. And once your soil system is balanced, your garden starts working with you instead of against you.